Well, good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Oxford, on the show this evening. It's Juicy Bear, Albert, and Bridgeman. Evening, gents.
Good evening, Ox. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to Mr. Albert and Mr. Bridge. I'm on here with the true elder statesman of Rangers Radio. What an honour.
Evening, guys. Evening, Bridge. Juicy. Ox, how you all doing?
Good, mate. Good. Bridgeman.
Oh, good evening to everyone. Can I say, I'm so happy after last night, I must admit. I'd say a good evening to yourself, Oxley, and to Techie Boys in the background. And of course, Juicy and God almighty, slipped my mind. Albert, sorry, apologies. Albert, sorry.
I'll come up and chap your door tomorrow.
Oh, please do. Please do. Anyway, can I just say good evening to everyone and to all the Rangers fans listening and all over the world. Good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
Well, where do we start? Right, okay. We'll talk about the football. Yeah. And by the way, a big shout out to all the Rangers support who made their way up there last night and broke colour and atmosphere and something that's void. For Scottish football and made their way there, and the weather conditions been horrendous, the road conditions been horrendous. Go out there and supported their team, and the circumstances again started late, just about your cocoa time, Albert, but we started well and we kept it going, mate.
Well, I watched the second half behind the bars of my cot. She put me at my bed. It was that late, so. Aye, well done to you. Well done to Union Bears. Nice display. Brought a bit of colour into the drab lives of Dundee and the SFA, the mainstream media. It was wonderful to watch, mate. Wonderful. Game was good.
We know
good,
what
solid
they're
game.
up to, Albert. We know what they're up to.
Oh, deflect, mate. We all know. Yeah. There are serious problems in Scottish football than somebody getting a wee pyrotechnic flare. But anyway, sorry, mate.
Couple of scandals, maybe floating about, but there we go. Carry on.
Aye. I'll need to give a shout out to the man of the match, Clancy, for nice blocking, setting up the third or fourth goal. Lovely bit of play by him.
Have you seen it all, Ben? I thought he tried to block John Lundstrom, and then
he missed Lundstrom and banged into the Dundee player. It may have been bad play then. It was a solid game, wasn't it? A solid game by Rangers. Really good. Enjoyed it.
Yes.
Enjoyed it.
Juicy, well, I've not heard from you. You've been busy and enjoying yourself, I may add. But listen, the new manager is report card at the moment. Tick, 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 tick. Yeah.
There's not much more that one can say than that, Ox, really. It's everything you'd want from the start of the new reign. I mean, look, the Prague match wasn't a great performance, but we got the result that we haven't had there in two previous visits to Sparta and Slavia Prague. So you've got to be happy with that because it gives us a real chance. And then really poor match against Hearts, but we did what we haven't done for months and months and months, and that's actually get a late rally and win it late. And that's the sign of some level of determination, which we haven't had, Ox. And then rolling round to last night, we play with a level of professionalism. We push the ball forward. We create chances, 5 different goal scorers, and including the 2 players that we've annihilated on this show and across other Rangers media in terms of their ability. But who knows? The magician that is Phil Clement may just have unlocked some levels of ability amongst these guys. And
I'm loving Big Phil. Big Phil.
Big Phil, he's a wee magician. And I'm so excited now, as Bridgeman just alluded to as well. Come on.
Yeah, right. So the game started and obviously it was interrupted. Something that's making all the world's headlines. I forgot there was 2 wars going on in Scotland, the worldwide at the moment. and I've seen the Scottish media today, but that's just me. Maybe I look into things differently. So the game started, had a break. We started well, we looked threatening. I thought Danilo looked lively all better, and I don't want to go into Dessers, but he gave us more movement, better on the ball, and looks more sprightly, if we're honest, mate, yeah?
Proper forward, mate. It's as simple as that. He's a proper forward. He wants to score. He wants to get in the right position. He's got speed. He can hear the ball. He can shoot. All right, he never did shooting boots on last night, but we'll get to that.
I'll come to that.
Aye. But he's a proper forward. He's he's superb, wee man. I thoroughly enjoy watching him play because he causes anybody he's playing against, he causes them problems, and that's always the sign of a good forward. They're always looking for him. They never know where he is. Enjoy watching him. You really are.
Mm-hmm. Bridgeman, were you surprised at the team last night?
I was actually. I was. I didn't think it was going to do anything like it did, to be honest. But hats off to the manager, and his selections were absolutely superb. And may I say, I think we mentioned a wee bit earlier, the chaps that I've been much maligning over the last couple of weeks and telling them to get away and to get rest or something like that. And they came out last night, obviously a totally different situation with them, but my goodness, they turned it on for themselves. Lammers, still a bit fancy Dan, but seriously, that goal he scored was just out of this world. Absolutely wonderful. Great goal. And I thought Dessers, when he came on, he looked like a football player. And the goal he took was just, again, absolutely sensational stuff for the two.
Let's go back. Were you surprised at the selection last night, albeit the starting 11, yeah?
Aye, I was, but to be perfectly honest, nothing surprised me but Big Phil. What
was the biggest surprise for you?
Wright playing.
Changes?
Wright was playing. Wright was playing.
Right.
I just don't get it with that boy's been on, no. I mean, but we'll come to his performance in a minute. But that was a surprise for me, mate. I didn't expect him to be playing.
Balogun came out the left field for me, Juicy.
Always good to see him getting involved in his previous stint, because let's be fair, Ox, he hasn't really featured much so far in his second stint. In his previous stint, he never ever really did too much wrong. He didn't always play prolifically, but he always seemed to do well. Sometimes he was played out of position as a right back. We know he did well in some really big games, and last night pushing forward with the ball. It's what you want to see from a centre back, particularly in a team that's trying to play a bit more attack minded, which we've not seen for so long. We're not used to this. This is why we're excited, because suddenly we're seeing players just being a little bit more aggressive, and it's putting teams on the back foot because they're not used to that from a Rangers side recently. And Balogun, we know what he's capable of doing, and he might not start every match, Hawks, but he's going to give a big effort, and he always has done.
So, if I'm honest, Bridgeman, it was Balogun that started the goals. It was him that broke away, came out of defence, and had a big part to play in the opening goal.
And wasn't it nice to see him doing it as well? Nice to see him back, and congratulations to him. He played very well. Had a foot wrong. I don't think Dundee was too much against us. Maybe had about three wee chances. The goalkeeper managed to do all the business there. But Balogun, very pleased with him once again. And he must have ran 60 yards with the ball.
Yeah, he ran with the ball, and then he played it to Seaman and Danilo were involved. The ball went in, broke away. I've got to be honest, Albert, it was a mistake with the goalie, and Ryan Jack, of all people, was there to tap it in.
It shows you the influence that Big Clement's got in these players, because one, Balogun would have never ran that far up the park and slipped the ball, and two, Jack would have never been in that position to tap that in under the other managers like Beale. These players just wouldn't be in these positions. So Bridge is right. Big Phil's gave them the licence to go on, and he's telling you that at press conference. Go to get these players further up the park. Go to get them playing the risky passes. Go to get them involved in the game and no be feared to make a mistake, go for it. And hats off to Big Balogun. He showed. Clement asked him to do a professional job. He's not been playing. Come in there and do that job, and he done it to a team. He had a great game last night. The big man really did.
I might actually give him man of the match, mate. Maybe.
Close to it, mate. Close to it. And back to a great thing. We've got a few players that could have had man of the match.
A good point. I wouldn't have argued if, put it this way, Albert, I wouldn't have argued if he'd have got it yet. No,
I never did, mate. Never did. I thought the guy had a great game. A great game.
So we get the goal, Juicy, and then we makes a lot of chances. They had a couple of situations, but I don't really think Jack had one or two catches. Big Jack, the top man, in goal. Linda's favourite. Oh, Linda loves Jack Butland. Right, so with opportunities, and it's an observation, not a criticism of Danilo. He lifts the ball when he's gone for goal, and sometimes he just has to pass it into the net. Because if he'd have done that in the first half, the goal is not saving it, and he'd have got himself at least 2 goals in the first half. Juicy.
True, that's true, Ox. But I'm going to give the guy more than the benefit of the doubt at the moment. You know, he's his first start in a while. You got to give this guy the opportunity to have a few starts, because top strikers, which I'm hoping he is, because I've got that kind of feel about him. They do miss chances as well, Ox, but it's how they then take the next one and the next one. And he did miss a couple last night, but he also scored a good one too. And I just want to see that consistency of being available now, hopefully not getting any more injuries, keep playing, because he will find the back of the net. And you know something, in a match where you're scoring a lot of goals across the team, because we had 5 different scorers, it's not as big an issue. But the truth is, when it's a 0-0 game or a 1-1 game, that's when those chips are really, really down, isn't it? And you can't afford to be missing chances like that. But he's there for the general chance creation, Ox. And when you're creating the chances, they will come. The goals will come.
Yeah, except all that. But I've got to be honest with you, the one that he headed on the second half will company, but the 2 in the first half, he's got to just pass into the net for me. Yeah, and I'm being honest. I think in the same situation, if Dessers had done that, bridge man, we would have been saying, right, that was bad finishing. The Danilo was excellent last night, but he should have scored 2 more goals in the first half. Yeah, let's be honest.
100%, yeah, 100%. But you could see the things that didn't go right for him in that sense. The keeper ran a swipe at the ball, if I'm memory serves me right. He didn't even actually make a save, he actually hit the ball. But the one he put it over the bar, wonderful run from probably just on the halfway line. So he got inside the box, or just close to the box, and gave it I agree. Just somebody said it earlier there, a bit of a chip even. I was thinking he would just chip the keeper. No, he put some weight on it. Unfortunately, timing wasn't 100%. But my goodness gracious, what a run! That boy is he's going to cause a lot of problems for other teams in this league. That's for sure.
He made that chance himself. I'm not being critical of him, Albert. I'm just saying that he should have passed. I don't know if he thought he was offside for one of them, and was he worried about it, and then he see it back, he wasn't.
No, I just think he get caught in 2 minds. It's a simple slip. I mean, I know we're sitting here all comfy and we're chairs watching it and tell you should do this, you should do the next thing. But it really did look like if you just kept the ball low on both occasions, you'd have got the 2 goals, no bother, mate. No bother. But his movement to get in there, as Justy said,
excellent.
Oh, it was excellent, mate. Superb, absolutely superb.
We'll take the positives. He was there, he was involved, and he was moving, and he was causing problems. So we're in 1-0 up at half time, and you're saying, right, okay, we need to get a second goal here. And then, lo and behold, Danilo came to the fore, and he got his goal after we dominated that half. Juicy?
And that's what I'm talking about, Ox. He does get it in the back of the net, and he's made some good contributions already this season, whilst still being injured for a lot of the time as well with his facial injury. So I'm confident about him, Ox. And you know something, he might have missed some chances last night, but if he puts 2 in the back of the net at the weekend against the Jam Tarts, it's all going to be forgotten. and top players miss chances. I just want to reiterate that again. And, you know, Dessers, you're right about Dessers. He's been missing chances for months. So you've always got to, you know, think someone like Danilo who's still got some credit in the Bangkoks and you know, with the performances of Dessers and Lammers last night, which I'm sure you're going to get to, there might just be something in there as well. So suddenly we've gone from some bleakness to looking at our forward players and thinking, goodness, we've actually might have some options.
Yeah. Well, Danilo, if you gave Danilo man of the match, even way he's he's missed chances. That sounded wrong. He's missed chances, Bridgman. I wouldn't have argued with that neither because he caused them problems all night long.
Absolutely. He's a smashing player. Really good player. And I think once he manages to get the mask thing off his, as Danilo was speaking about, just in case I kind of run away a wee bit there, once he gets that off his face altogether, he'll be a more comfortable player too. But my goodness gracious, he's going to score a lot of goals. He is going to score a lot of goals. No doubt about that. He's a super player.
So then comes the third and the fourth goal. We played well most of the match. All our players were involved. I'm not saying everybody was 8 or 9 out of 10, but everybody get pass marks last night if we're honest all better. Then we had a move and a finish that was absolutely sublime, and it was a much maligned Mr. Lammers, what a finish, yeah? What a goal, what a move.
Superb goal, mate. Superb. We can bring that to the table. But as we have been saying since the start of the season, we want to please players to prove us wrong. We're criticising them week in, week out. And Lammers and Dessel, the two of them. We'll start with Lammers. And we want them to do that. We want them to ram it right in our throats and say, oh, me, I'm a crap player. I'll show you. And that goal last night showed us, didn't it? It just was an absolute beauty of a goal. And well done to the guy. Take my hat off to the guy. And didn't play a particularly brilliant game, but if he's going to score goals like that in crucial games, I know it's the third goal of the game, but it's still a crucial goal. That'll do for me, mate. That will do for me. He shows you his good skill. What we always say, he shows something every now and again. Well, he showed something last night, mate. That was some goal.
And the ball was played into Danilo and he dropped it back. Lammers has still had a bit of work to do. Chopped in, chopped back and put it in. Great finish. The way went into the net was excellent. Right, and then I think you want to talk about the fourth goal, Albert.
It was a great Bobby Lammers again. After Clancy and his bit for us, and I'm nominating him for Player of the Year, by the way. It's once he done his bit and blocked that Dundee player to release Big Lammers with the ball. I can't remember who passed it to Lammers, but it was a beautiful weighted pass right through to Dessers. That's the first time, just a bit of interest, that's the first time I've ever seen Dessers running with a ball and didn't look to be stretched and fighting the ball and can't get it under control. He looked very in control on that run right up to the goal, and then he looked all composed. He wasn't stretching to shoot or anything, just all composed and put it away. And you're sitting going, you made that look very, very simple, mate. And let's hope that's another guy that's turned the corner is going to ram it down our throats. This is good, mate. I'm enjoying that.
We're being very complimentary to Mr. Clancy, aren't we?
That's a clown, by the way. See, as soon as I seen it was him as a referee, I'm going,
oh my God.
Here we go.
Oh my God.
So we get the fourth goal, and listen, it could have been anything. I mean, that literally could have been double figures last night. We get the penalty on to help Tavwy's stats.
Which was a penalty?
It was a penalty. By the way, there was another penalty as well in the middle for the shove on Dessers.
On Cantwell.
No, on Dessers in the middle of the goal, mate. It was just after the Tav incident, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is that the one? Is that what Dessers was shouting about?
Aye, the guy just shoved him.
Yeah. Aye, I heard him. I seen he read his lips saying that was a penalty.
Anyway, so we get the fifth goal and an excellent performance, excellent result. I don't know if confidence is the right word, Bridgeman, but you can feel things improving, yeah.
I think every single player, particularly the boys that played last night, be able to see points during that game there. There was confidence running right through the team. And not, by the way, started primarily by Mr. Butland. Some fine saves there and plenty of shouting at the back, keep things going. I thought, really and truly, every single player must have felt, this is great. This is great. I'm not saying every single time in a game, but this is great. The guys that were a wee bit off form, or a bit off, maybe a lot off form, actually, and they came back and scored goals. And Danilo came back to his injury, scored a goal. So you get 3 players who were getting lambasted, one for an injured, shall we say, and the other 2 for just poor play. And there they come out, 3 goals. My God, we need that. And that must continue, and the confidence must keep them going. And we as fans must keep them going as well, as much as possible.
So we get Balogun back on the pitch. He played the 90 minutes, yeah. Dill got on the pitch. Cervantes got on the pitch. Todd Cantwell continued his rehab. Danilo continued his build up to full fitness. Yeah, real positives. Ridvan played. Borna was on the bench. McCausland got minutes. Yeah, what was not to like last night? Juicy Bear.
Probably the only thing that was not to like was that we were all a bit late to our beds. But other than that, on the pitch, you can't find anything to nitpick. If you're nitpicking, then I think, it's been a hard day at the office for you if you find any fault with that. But for a new manager to come in 4 games in and to start getting that level of performance out of a team that was almost dead in the water, we have to be pleased. Okay, the Hearts game and the Prague game wasn't the best performances, but we still got results. And that's a sign of progress. And now those results are starting to turn into performances as well as results. And then from a football fan standpoint, you're purring because both points are working. You're getting the result and you're getting the sexy football to roll with it.
Right, okay. Right, I'll tell you what we'll do, if it's all right with you 3 upstanding gentlemen. We'll hear from the manager, and then we'll get the phone lines open. And the newly hired receptionist is back with us, so if you want to come in and speak to the new receptionist with the sexy voice, it's 0141 356 1972. Right, we'll hear from the manager, yes, gents?
Love it.
Yeah. And then we'll get the phone lines open. Let's hear from our manager, Big Philippe Clement.
2 sort of parts to the evening. We'll get to the delays secondly, but firstly, in terms of the performance, what pleased you most this evening about your side's showing?
The ambition to score goals, the ambition to keep on going also when you're leading the game, and scoring 5 goals, because there are not many games that you play that you can score 5 goals. And we had quite some other chances also that we could have scored more. So that's really positive that you create these chances. You see also more and more that movements together becoming more natural for the players, and more players stepping into the team also, who understand the story, what we want to do together. And on the other side, the clean sheet is also very important to keep the 0. It's a very important part in football.
The club invested quite a lot in forward players in the summer. There was a lot of excitement. Didn't quite happen at the start of the season, but are you starting to see the potential within those forward players you've got now?
I'm not looking at forward players, midfielders, defenders. For me, it's not important who's scoring the goals. I want a lot of changing of positions, a lot of players who run together. And sometimes it's the forward who gets the best chances. Sometimes it's a midfielder. Sometimes it's a winger. Sometimes it's a fullback. And today also in the first goal, our central defender was really important in the attack. So we attack together and we defend together. So I'm not focused on strikers only about how many goals they scored. They need to do the job for the team to create spaces for other players. And they need to do also the defensive job. And then the chances will come to score goals. So all the players are stepping into that story, doing those things. And we start to see the football I want to see.
Can I ask you about Sam Lammers? He's a player who's put a lot of minutes in your initial games. What is it you like about him, and what can he bring to this side? We saw a little glimpse of the ability he's got with that goal tonight.
Yeah, he's somebody with really good technical qualities. He's also somebody with height. He's a tall guy. So Scottish football, you need also enough tall people for the set pieces, for the opponents who are really waiting for that, for transitions and set pieces. So we need to keep a balance in our squad also in that way, that we don't have too many smaller players and that we come in trouble because of that. And it's somebody, with good technical qualities who can score goals. But he needs to believe more in himself. We're working on that. We're working with him like that. And I think this goal will give him a lot of confidence because it was a top quality goal.
You had travel issues as a team. How much did that disrupt things for you? How concerned were you about that prior to kickoff?
I was concerned because I don't know the team well enough mentally. I spoke in the dressing room about that whatever happens, it cannot stop us. We need to be focused in all the circumstances. And that these weeks are for me also observation period. It's a test also to see how people react individually, how the team reacts as a team, and what I expect. And they did a really great job in that way because they started bright directly, although we were so long in the bus. And also after the second delay when we had to go in, we started bright again. So those are things we need to take for the future, to have this focus, this hunger, this grinta, this concentration, this fire, every second we're on the pitch.
The second delay was caused after some Rangers fans let off flares in the stadium. It set off the smoke alarms. Obviously, they've brought the flares with good intentions to support the team, but it could have disrupted your team and it could have been dangerous. What's your message to those who smuggled the pyrotechnics in?
Yeah, that's I really enjoy the way the fans are supporting the team now. The last 2 weeks, we feel the energy. We feel if you come in the warm-up and so many people are here and already singing, chanting, supporting the players, it helps a lot. So keep it by that and not the dangerous stuff that can stop games and can stop our rhythm. So I think all the fans will understand that.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
So just to let people know, we've got a football card starting. It's not a cash prize, but you can win a quarter of chopped pork and an unopened bottle of tequila rose, yeah?
Very good.
They must have ran out of chopped pork sandwiches early by the way the time they got
No,
up there.
one of them didn't make it. He was in his cot ill.
Oh, really?
Aye.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Yes.
What happened there?
Illness. Can't help it. He's a bad boy.
All the best to him. All the best.
Yes. Let's say it was a guy for the north of the city, not for the south of the city, who's selling the chopped pork.
This suicides are tough.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Right, okay. The manager, Juicy. Let's be honest. He says a lot of the stuff that we say, yeah?
Well, he doesn't talk a load of mints for a start, Hawks, which is what we've been hearing too much of from certainly the last manager. Then we had Gio, who didn't tend to say too much. So we said we needed a balance between giving the media enough to think about without telling them every single damn thing. He's got a level of class about him that I like as well, Ox. And he's getting a very strong mark on the report card thus far. Very pleased.
Can't argue. Yeah. Yeah, he's honest. I liked that about Gerrard when he was with us. I always thought he was honest. I think he's honest, but he's looking for more out there. I like that.
Oh, he was looking for more, mate. He knows what he wants and he'll get it as well. He's building a team. I love the way he shuts these questions down about your forwards. You spent a lot of money on them. It's a team I'm building. That's what he's telling. I don't care about forwards, midfielders, defenders. I'm building a team. That's basically, he's not saying the words, I'm building a team, but that's what he's meaning. You don't build teams by splitting them up. and putting the forwards against the midfielders and the midfielders against the defenders. They're all together. We all win, lose, and draw together. And I like that. I definitely like that. But I love that small players comment he came out with there. He's recognised that Scottish football is transition and set plays. And if you've got wee players in there, you're going to struggle in the set plays, and that's exactly what's been happening to us. So you've got to have a fair selection of tall players to get in there. And that's one of the reasons Balogun was playing last night, by the way, because they've got a tall team.
Aye. But because we controlled the game, you never seen that threat. They'd won, I think Golston with a good header under the bar in the first half, Bridge. And after that, they never really threatened us. Plus, we've got a big goalkeeper who'll come and take it at times, Bridge Manor.
Yeah, 100%. But I think what Albert's saying there is absolutely true. I've been saying for a while, we should be, when we're recruiting, we should be trying to get as many tall players, 6 feet plus, in all our positions. I believe that sincerely. Obviously, there's going to be one or two. You wouldn't say to Messi, you're not getting a game, because you're not 6 feet. But it's absolutely incredible.
You'd rather have Dessers in the team than Danilo?
Sorry?
You'd rather have Dessers in the team than Danilo?
There's no. I don't mean that who's there now. I'm just meaning that obviously that's why you put Danilo in that category when it says you don't want to stop Lionel Messi playing for you, by any stretch of the imagination. But in key positions, particularly along your back line, you should be looking for guys that are way over 6 feet. Because I'm not saying that Tav's a real athlete and he can jump. Sometimes you wonder how on earth he manages to get that high. But most of the time, he's easily out-jumped by taller guys, of course, And that the other night, and I think it was a St Mirren we played, and you could see the difference, mate. The wee Turkish boy getting caught out, it's...
Against Hearts?
Hearts, sorry, apologies, yeah. You could see the difference. I'm not saying that it was always a big fault or anything like that. I'm making a comment. As far as I'm concerned, I think the manager is absolutely right to make these comments, and we should be acting on it. He's in a position to do that. So,
all right, I'll cut across you, Bridge. We'll be joined by Derek. Evening, Derek.
Hi, Mike. How you doing? You okay?
Good to hear from you, mate. What's on your mind?
I phoned before Clement was appointed, and I remember talking to yourself, and I was quite optimistic about his appointment, and it's kind of been brilliant now. It's I don't know what you think yourself, but having a professional manager rather than like going back to Beale and Gerrard and Gio and all the rest of it, but it feels a wee bit like what it was like under Walter Smith, where they're playing as a team and they're getting the mess at the players, jumping on players for like no performing, and I just think that there's a really good positive sign that this could be the guy. Like, I don't know if you think the same, but I think
I'm maybe not the right person to comment on professional managers, but I'll let one of them comment. Albert?
I agree with you, Derek. I think we'll not go overboard, but I think he's definitely got a strong shout for being the guy, because he talks sense, mate. He just talks sense, and he shuts down rubbish, and he'll not let anybody come between him, the players, or the players come between each other. It's unite, and it's the only way you can do it, mate, because we're shopping in the market where we can't afford the big superstars, so we've got to build a team, and he knows that. And the only way you build a team is by getting them all to come together as a group. And you say, look, there isn't any individuals in this group. We all play together. If we get beat, we all get beat. It's no, he made a mistake, and if he done that, their days are gone. If he made a mistake, well, why are you not there to help him out? That's the way he looks at it. If somebody scores a goal, we all score the goal. So I like that, mate. He's definitely knows what he's talking about, and he's identified certain things, that injuries, two smaller players. And I liked his comment the other day where age doesn't matter to him. From 17 to 37, it makes no difference to him. If you're good enough, you're old. If you're old enough, you're good enough, and vice versa. He's he'll give you a chance. That's why all the young boys should be licking their lips saying, this guy's going to give me a chance. If I show something, he'll put me in there. McCausland's a good example of that. The rest of the boys should be lining up to chappies, don't say, give me a chance, I'll not let you down. So I think he's the real deal, mate. I really do.
And my first impression is similar, Albert and Derek. I like the cut he's given. So far, so good. Derek?
It's just good to see like Balogun and Lammers and Dessers and Danilo, and Dessers, Danilo and Lammers all scoring in the same game is outstanding. Like, we've all been guilty of like basically slating Dessers and slating Lammers and not being entirely sure about Danilo, but it just shows that there's levels to this game of management, and there's pundits and there's fans, and then there's incompetent managers like Beale, and then there's people who are trying to hand at management, and then there's actually the very, very top of the tree. There's literally something called a professional manager, thankfully, and we got one, and it's looking like, I don't know if you agree, but like back to the old Rangers, like back to, like, I don't want to say Walter Smith days, but back to the days where we might be able to pull off 4-0s and 5-0s more regularly. Like, the goal deficit between us and Celtic is closed now. He's got the points down to 5 within a couple of games, and he just looks like a pro. He just behaves like a pro. He talks like a pro, and he gets the results of a pro manager. And I think we've been waiting for that for so long. And when we play Hearts on Sunday, like, I suspect we'll win. I'm a wee bit nervous about Sparta Prague, but it's looking, if we pull a result off against Hearts and Sparta Prague, then that's the full deal. Like, that's the real deal right there. I don't know if you agree or disagree, but
I think it's hard to disagree. Juicy?
Well, it's big matches, isn't it, guys? And I know I've said previously I'm not a big fan of the League Cup, but that doesn't matter right now. It's not about what I want. It's about doing the business in a football competition that's going to give us a trophy, and no better fillet for a manager who's just arrived to have that opportunity and to set down a nice marker going into an even bigger midweek game at home to Sparta Prague. But remember, guys, it's a home game, and we got a good result over there, albeit it was a difficult match. We've moved up another level since then, and Hearts won't be easy either, but these are the games you want. And we've got players coming back, as you alluded to, Ox. The bench looks stronger. There's a lot to be positive for, and we've got 2 chances here to make real progression, and we could be in the final of the League Cup, and we could be a massive step closer to making the knockout stages of the Europa League. And I think both of those are achievable, most definitely.
Bridge?
Yeah, I agree with you. So there's certain things that are available. I love the manager's philosophy on next game is always the most important, always. And this manager's record is holding up very, very well. And there's nobody else in the league got a record like it anyway. Let's put it that way. That's for sure. And he's doing things right, and he's obviously his team selection. He got it right the other night for the sound of things in the trio. And the next game is, of course, a semi-final. It's the Scottish Cup. So that's going to be a real toughie, because we're playing Hearts, who are going to look for revenge against us. But I think we should beat them. And if the players do what they did the last time we played them, then we will. Hopefully they do it better. And I'm quite sure that our manager, if gets a chance to get into a final, and he's only here a couple of months or whatever, it's going to be amazing. He should be feeling 10 feet tall. Just fantastic. I like what everyone's doing, and so I'm a big fan.
Derek, I think the point you made about the previous stats can mean anything, but we scored 28 goals this season, 14 in the last 4 games and 14 in the previous 7 games. Yeah, so this shows you wherein lies some of the problems. I think I've got that right. Just check that out. I've done that from memory, but you're right. We're starting to score goals, Derek.
Aye, and it's no an insignificant thing. That was the major criticism against Beale, was he couldn't get Lammers or Dessers, Danilo, or anybody in the front third to perform. And you just watched a game where all three of them scored. And to be honest, I was one of these people that was like hypercritical of Dessers and Lammers, but I'm glad there's such a thing as a professional manager, because he doesn't think the way we think. He doesn't see things the way we see things, and he understands that you get the players you get. You've got a finite number of players, and you need to get the most out of them. And if he can turn Dessers around and turn Lammers around and get Danilo to perform the way he performed the other night, like, that's incredible. I think for me, it's Sparta Prague. I think if we perform against Sparta Prague and play them off the park and beat them, then Philippe Clement is the real deal. But there's a lot of signs for the Rangers I watched as I was a kid. And that was one of the things I noticed is under Michael Beale, it was frustrating, agitating, a lot of kind of like self-helpy nonsense. And then with Philippe Clement, it was more like, I'm not going to tell you things that are going to give game plans away. I'm a professional manager. I've got a job. I take it seriously. And you're starting to see that reflected in the team. And it reminds me of like the teams I watched growing up under Dick Advocat and Walter Smith. They're starting to play as a team and like relentlessly. Like they've got like an edge and a relentlessness about them. And it's the same players that had under Beale. Like it's the exact same players, but and it changes. Like, it changes my perspective. I was wrong on Dessers and Lammers, like slaying them and jumping on the bandwagon saying they're terrible, misfires, but there's every chance that they could turn their careers around at Rangers, and it looks promising. Like, it looks really, really, really promising. If we can beat Hearts and beat Sparta Prague and even keep the 5-point deficit until the Celtic game, that's a success. I don't know if you agree if that's a success, but in my mind that would be outstanding. So
we need to beat them. We need to beat them. But sorry, I got that wrong. But it's even better. All better. 24 goals were scored this season in the league. In the last 4 games, we've scored 14. In the previous 7, we scored 10.
Just what I mean, saying all along, we're not scoring enough goals. We're going on about it for long enough, isn't they? And it's a fact. So this has been happening. The last 4 games we've been at let off the leash and away to score goals. Beale's were set up not to score. That's what I seen. I think everybody else seen that as well. Everything looked difficult and hard. And I mean, this team now, these players are now starting. They're scoring. It doesn't look hard to score now. It doesn't look hard to set up chances as well. But if Big Seamer had scored last night, what a super 6 that'd have been. They 6 scorers. I'd like to have had that one.
We never got a super 6 up on here, mate.
You get one now. Come on, one. We get one up.
I missed it. I was away.
But back to last night. It was enjoyable, very enjoyable. And I agree with Derek. The manager does talk a lot of sense. He knows what to say, when to say. He knows when to shut people down, and he knows what to say to the players. Forget about Sparta Prague. It's for Hearts and Sunday. That's where all the concentration is going to, Hearts and Sunday. Each game at a time, and take them one at a time, and we'll do fine. That's what he's trying to tell them. Don't overcomplicate it for yourselves. Just one game at a time. And that's what he's doing. And look what's happening. Look what's happening. Culminating in last night, just running over the top of them. All right, they're saying it's just Dundee, but I've heard now for the last 12 years a team running over the top of it, and it was the greatest thing ever. And you've only can beat what you put in front of you. So Dundee turned up, and we just ran over the top of them. On to the next one, Hearts.
Yep. Yeah. I think it's pretty universal amongst the support there. They're liking the cut of Phillips' jib.
It's what, sorry?
Everybody's enjoying Big Philip. The support universally.
I'm not surprised. Yeah, it's it's the professional manager. It's like Walter Smith. So when we got Gerrard, that was his first appointment. When we got Beale, that was probably his first, taking out QPR, his first real appointment. It's gone back to that day when we had a professional manager, where you could tell there was a big difference between being a fan and there's actually a profession called being a football manager. For me, it's like, I like that leadership. I like that strength. I like that kind of, like, the knowledge that the club's in safe hands and he knows what he's doing. It's to me, I don't know if you agree, but it's his professionalism and his competency. It's not being reflected in, I don't want to say Steven Gerrard, but like, we didn't seem as desperate when we're on the park. It just seems professional. There's just a professionalism that's been installed that wasn't there. We looked like amateurs before, and now we look like pros, and we look capable of actually possibly not even closing the gap. We could do better than that. And I didn't have that belief under Beale. Under Beale, it was just, if he stays on, it's 10, then it's 13, and then it's 15, and then it's humiliation. With Clement, you're looking at him and you're saying, there's just a professionalism about him that he's installed into the players, and it's just, I don't know how you describe it. It's like a professionalism in football that Rangers have lacked for a couple of years, and it looks like he's reinstalling competence and belief, and they needed that leadership, and they've got that leadership. And if he can turn around Dessers, if we get to December and he turns around Dessers and Lammers, that's outstanding. Everybody had written them off.
Listen,
if we get to December,
if he turns around Dessers and Lammers, I would send him to the Middle East, Phil Clement, to try and sort that out. Because if he can do that, he can do anything.
It's true. What it is, Derek, I think he's the professionalism. He's told these players that's what's expected of you. That's professionalism, and nothing but the professionalism is going to be accepted. That's why I see these players. That he's not going to let them slip into what they got away with under Beale and what they done to jail and Dowd Tools. He won't accept it. You won't be there. And I think the players have realised that we're backing the manager now. We're not going to stand back and let you get any of our managers sacked. You need to perform, and you need to perform every game. And there isn't any excuses. Lammers and Dessers, you pointed out, get slaughtered, but they get slaughtered for rightly. They were garbage. They weren't the garbage the other night. So we all took our hat off and went, great, you ram it down our throats. That's what we want them to do. I know it's only one game and it's only a part of a game, but that's what we're expecting of these guys, to do these things and be professional. Show us what you've got. We've paid the money for you to bring you here in the hope that you had all this. So we're expecting it for you. And that's what he's telling them. The crowd will not tolerate half-hearted nonsense and amateur and unprofessionalism. It's not going to be accepted anymore. And we've accepted it far, far too long at Rangers, over the last 12 years, for example.
And you come, Juicy.
Albert's exactly right. It's about standards and Rangers standards and looking the part and the players looking the part and instilling a mindset that shows both the fans, the media and the players what is to be expected by being a Rangers player. And the way you conduct yourself helps a lot. Of course, ultimately it's about how you're judged on the pitch and how a team performs and that, because even highly professional managers, if things don't go well on the pitch, quickly come under criticism. But it's about how they then deal with it. And a professional manager, a quality manager, can still get that rebound from a team that's had a bad couple of games, and they still know how to field the tough questions from the press without giving them a load of waffle. So that's what I'm hoping we're going to get from this gentleman. And it makes you think of those managers of the past that the guys have mentioned already. And just give us that class and give us that pride in our team back. And I think we're already getting that.
Bridgeman, you're a man of great wisdom and experience. Are you surprised how quick it seems to have turned around?
Well, we could be, yeah, but the truth of the matter is that we shouldn't be. He's told us right to the start he's a disciplinarian. He doesn't want to know anything about who's done what 10 weeks ago or 10 years ago. He wants to know what you're doing now for him. And if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing under him, then obviously there's going to have to be words and then possible actions after that. That's what it seems like to me. And the guys are responding. Well, look as if they're responding to it, and long may it last. I think that man is. When he gets this confidence in the players and getting his own confidence in the players, then we'll be tied in to gets in his way, really and truly. Because when a manager's got boys that play for him and go all the way for him, it's fantastic. It's just amazing to watch. We saw it with Gerrard when he built his team. We see it with Souness in building his teams. We saw it with Watersmith greatly. Even Big Ek. It's all there. The man management, that side of it, and a bit of toughness and ruthlessness within the management structure. And that manager's got. By the way, I have to say, I absolutely love everything he's done. Just love it. I just want him to get in the right players for us now. And the ones that aren't performing to his, no second thoughts. Just leave them. Let them go out the door. Just tear their contract up and say, away you go.
I don't know if they'll tear contracts up, but there'll be people leaving, but we might be surprised. But one guy who's epitomised the professionalism of Philip Clement has been there all season. And we seen it last night when he had a double save. I think it was 4-0 at the time. It might have been 3. I can't remember. It was rather late, albeit.
2-0. 2-0. 2-0. Aye. Lammers loses the ball.
Aye, a tremendous double save by Jack Butland. Yeah.
Get a leg, get a leg, get a leg, get a leg, all right, here we go. Whoa. Simple Jack Butland and go. Get a leg, 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 all right, here we go. Whoa. Simple Jack Butland and go.
What was that all about, Fox?
That's going to be number one in the hit parade before long.
And a new song for you taking over for the Magic Hat, Rich. You've been waiting for one.
It's very close to it, isn't it?
That's some coincidence. We start talking about him when the song comes on. That's very professional, this guy. Like it.
That Fox, he's got crystal balls, isn't he?
Oh, he has, mate. And he can see it in the future as well.
Yes. Derek, Big Butland's been an excellent signing, and even last night he played his partner 5-0 victory.
Yeah, so I agree with that, but my only criticism would be so it's the position of goalkeeper, and when you're a goalie, it's quite clear what you have to do. You have an 18-yard box to protect. You have the defence to command, and there's no taking away for Jack Butland. He is a superb keeper and he's brilliant. And they were saying the day in the news that to prize him away, they'll have to put above 10 million or something like that to get him away in January or something. But he's good, but you expected him to be good because he was good. And being an outfield player is way more complicated than being a goalkeeper. And I know being prejudiced or trying to take away from what he's done, like he's done an amazing job. But when you're playing attacking midfield or you're playing striker and you're getting mixed messages and you're not performing well, I think being a goalie when you're called on seldomly and then you pull I think Jack Butland's doing great, but I don't think we should overemphasise how good he's been. He's good, but you've got to repeat that over a period of months, years, and do what McGregor did. He's been all right. He's been good. But he's got a clearly defined role within the team and he knows what he's doing. And regardless of the manager who's in charge, it's quite clear what he has to do. He has to slip the ball in the net, he has to make saves. Where when you're outfield, you've got tactical variants which make the game way more complicated and you're dependent on your teammates pulling their socks up and doing their job, and if they have a terrible game, you're having a terrible game, and if they don't deliver, you don't deliver, and it's Jack Butland's been good and he's incredible, but I think that's more symptomatic of Michael Beale having a crap outfield team and a crap strategy, and I don't know. I think he's a good goalkeeper, but I think to say, like, I don't know, focus on the goalkeeper, I think it's a bit. I don't know. I don't. Do you agree or disagree? What do you think?
I don't agree with a lot of what you've said there, mate. I think he's been excellent for us. And if a goalkeeper makes one mistake, it's usually a goal. A striker can miss 4 chances and still get a chance of being the hero. It's a unique position. And the guy's shown character, strength and leadership. We'll go round the panel quickly. Just my opinion, Derek. It's all about opinions. Albert?
Sorry, Derek, but I don't agree with any of that. Jack Butland's a superb keeper, as you pointed out, mate, but I don't agree with your thoughts on him. To me, a goalkeeper, put it this way, if Jack Butland was in the goal against Sparta, we don't get beat, mate, we get slaughtered. We're absolutely slaughtered. He pulled us out the fire then with nothing each draw, and it's basically down to him, really, honestly down to him. He's done it a few times. He's been man of the match in team games this season. And I agree with folks. If any goalkeeper makes a mistake, normally it's a goal. But strikers, midfielders, they get away with it. They get away with mistakes. They get away with the odd stray pass. They get away with all sorts of things. Aye, and I agree with you. I agree with that bit. You're saying it's more complicated outside, but it's no more vital. You've got to build a team for the back, and you've got to have a good goalkeeper. Definitely got to have a good goalkeeper, or the whole game becomes more difficult for the whole team. If he's letting silly goals in and you've got a poor keeper, it makes it really, really difficult for the rest of the team. It really does.
Juicy?
Butland has been more noticeable in this first part of the season for one main reason. We weren't scoring enough goals up top, Ox. It puts more and more pressure on your back line and your goalkeeper because we weren't putting the ball in the net. Everything he does is highlighted because it's more and more crucial. And when you start banging in the goals down the other end, he's going to hopefully see a lot less action. But he has stood up when necessary. And sometimes, particularly in Scottish football, where we do normally get a lot of the ball, he isn't as needed as much. But it's about stepping up when it is 2-0 and making a double save. And yeah, that's his job. Of course it is. But the guy has got an ability that we've not seen for a while at this club in terms of commanding that position. We know how good McGregor was. We also know where his limitations was as well in terms of being able to come out and collect balls and the like. And with Butland, that is not an issue for him. So you're always going to compare keepers to each other, aren't you, Ox? But I think we should be very pleased with what we've managed to sign here. And hopefully we can keep hold of him because clubs will be after a player of that quality. I think he's done really well. Hopefully we won't have to see as much of him in the next few games because we don't want him to be too busy. But Old Bear is right. He saved us massively in Prague because we were looking at 3 or 4-0 at half time otherwise. I know that's only one match, but yes, I love it.
Bridgman, quickly.
Not as much as Linda.
Bridgman, quickly, before we go to tune.
I think the guys have been absolutely right, and Super Jack Butland definitely is absolutely superb. You can tell the fans love him. Giving him his own wee song. So God help us if we can't keep and retain that guy. He's been man of the match, and I had him as man of the match last night, to be honest, because there was some instances there I thought it's just tremendous what he's doing, just tremendous, and allows the rest of the guys to be a bit more comfortable. So for me, Jack Butland, number one keeper and probably the best keeper in Scotland, without a doubt at the moment.
We'll come back to Derek. We'll give you the right to reply after the tune. So get yourself some mute, people. We're going to have a tune.
All along the walls of the Ibrox halls are pictures of legends of old, making history for the world to see. The stories of glories unfold. We are the legendary Rangers. We wear the legendary blue. Today, forever, and for always. We are Rangers, through and through. bring it on some more, 'cause you know for sure that we don't do walk away. We don't do walk away. We are the legendary Rangers. We wear the legendary blue. Today, forever, and for always. We are Rangers through and through. We are the legendary Rangers. We wear the legendary blue. Today, forever, and for always. We are Rangers through and through.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Right, thanks for that, folks. Well back, gentlemen, yeah?
Yep, I'm back.
You back with us, Derek?
Yes.
On you go, mate. You right to reply, mate.
Jack Butland. Aye, so like I reckon Jack Butland would have been good even if Michael Bale had stayed on. I think even if we had a terrible 10, I think he still would have shown how good a keeper he is. I think in a terrible team he'd be good, and I think in a good team he'd be great. I just think that you've got to repeat that more than 12 weeks. Like you've got to do that 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, and really embed how good a goalkeeper you are when it matters. So it'll matter on the 30th of December. It'll matter against Sparta Prague, and I'm not denying that Jack Butland's good, but it's easy to get over enthusiastic. I'm not saying like be skeptical or anything like that. I'm just saying if Michael Beale stayed on, Jack Butland would still be good, and now that Philippe Clement's here, he'll be great because he'll have a better structure in front of him. But it's something you have to repeat at a long period of time, just like McGregor did. I still believe it's much harder to be an outfield player than it is to be a goalkeeper. I don't know if a lot of people disagree with that, but I just think the complexity of the game gets more complex the further up the field you get. And
you put all the Stookies at centre half, mate. You put all the Stookies at centre half.
Really?
Oh, Bridges the back yet. But if we play the season, I don't think it'd be wrong to say that Jack Butland would get it. He might not get it by the end of the season if he keeps scoring goals.
Well, we need to see more goals. Of course we do. But I think that we can be very, very pleased that the only good thing to come from Michael Beale's tenure was he or whoever was involved in it getting Mr. Butland in was a really, really big move for us Ox. And if the team starts scoring more and more goals, there'll be less pressure on that position. We won't be calling out with defenders all the time. Even if we concede the odd goal, if we're scoring 3 or 4 down the other end, which we're more than capable of doing against SPFL sides, we're all going to be sitting here with the cigars out.
Yeah. Oh, Barrett's watch this space, the forward players will grab the headlines, yeah? You need that base, sir.
You need the base. The proof is in the pudding. We won the league. The last time we won the league, with Goalkeeper won Player of the Year. You can't deny. I don't think you can compare the complexities of a goalkeeper compared to what an outfield player does. I think it goes without saying it's 2 different positions, and that's what Derek, I think, was saying. It's a specialised position. He knows what he's doing, or he knows what he has to do. But it's still the ability to do it. The likes of that save he done against Dundee last night, the double save. The first part of that save was a deflection. He was going the wrong way, and he managed to get back, run, and stop the ball. And then he gets back up, and then gets done again to stop the second shot, which is fantastic, mate. You can't do that. I don't think you're denying he's a brilliant keeper. I understand what you're saying that way, but I don't think you can compare outfield players to goalkeepers and try and say, well, one's more complicated than the other. It probably is. It probably isn't. I don't know, but all I do know is if you're going to, it's a team game, and you got to start building your team for the goalkeeper. And that's why I'm going overboard with him, because I think we've got a really, really good goalkeeper there, and we can build on him. We can actually build a defence on him, and then carry on and build into the midfield and then the forwards, which all inevitably becomes a team. And it's teams that win things. It's no individuals. It's teams. So that's what I'm saying. I just think he's a good foundation for the rest of the team.
Bridgman, you're back with us, yeah?
Yes, indeed, Paul. I'm indeed.
Right. In the last couple of games, I know he's not been man of the match. He got man of the match last night on RTV. John Lundstrom. He wasn't my man of the match, but I thought he's been more effective, and there's he's more positive with the ball.
Yeah, 100% agree. I think for me, last night was the best game Lundstrom's played for a wee while. Very effective, and not doing any stupid fouls. I don't think anyway. Can't remember him doing some really stupid fouls. And he didn't give the ball away anywhere near as much as he's done in the past. So his concentration was better, and his all-round play was better. And he was great for, shall we say, him from a midfield perspective, defending the defence and picking the ball up for the defence. He was there every time they wanted somebody in and out. He was there for them. I thought he had a really good game. I wouldn't say he was man of the match, because I'd have gave that to Butland for sure. But, I thought he was a super game. And Ryan Jack as well.
You Butland man of the match, did you?
I'm saying, in my opinion, the saves that he brought off saved us. In my opinion, would have been very embarrassing to lose goals against Dundee. However, it just sheer brilliance of shot stopping was excellent last night. Just excellent. He was a great performer from my opinion.
I think he done everything was asked with a particularly good double save, but I never had a man of the match, Albert.
No, I didn't have a man of the match last night. He very confident last night and done what he had to do. He done that save and he pulled one out the air, and we were under a wee bit of pressure, especially 2-0, the double save, because if it goes in, we're back to 2-1, as you know, and it becomes a bit more, here we go again. So, no, I wouldn't wait on man of the match. Lundstrom had a great game last night. I'm not going to argue. He's not my favourite player, Lundstrom, but he had a good game last night. There's no doubt about that. Again, the manager pointed out in the first half they weren't moving the ball fast enough. And he spoke to Lundstrom particular, and I think that's what he was saying to him. Look, name out of the walking football, you need to move this, zip this ball about, especially on that surface. You need to zip this a bit, and we picked it up and went on to win the game comfortable. So, I'm saying that Lundstrom was in for a shout for man of the match last night. I wouldn't have gave him man of the match myself. No, I wouldn't have done that.
No. Right, this is a phone-in show. We need you to phone in. Either that, we've got a choice to make about all these chat rooms we've got. This is a phone-in show. Or do we go to just a podcast? Interesting, juicy here.
Yes, phone in, guys. Phone in. Give us your opinions.
Phone-in show.
We've won a
couple
couple of matches, Oxford.
Yeah? Sorry, mate.
We've won a couple of matches, Oxford. Fans should be getting excited. There's nothing to moan about. Phone in and be positive.
Maybe that's the trouble, Albert. There's nothing more about.
I like a moan. I like a moan myself.
You're good at it.
It's my age, mate. It's age. It's one of the things. I look in the mirror and I start moaning. So it just all comes natural to me.
I think it's came natural for a long time as well.
Well, no, not really. Since I was 15.
Oh, okay. Couple of years then.
A couple of years, mate. Goalkeeper coach I want to talk about. Who is he? What's he doing? That's my head on that guy.
He's still there, isn't he?
He talks to the outfield players. He actually interrupted the Big Phil there against the Hearts, and Phil turned around and looked at him, and you could see him. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have spoke to him when you were talking to that player. What is he saying? What's his job? I don't understand what his job is.
Oh, we'll find out shortly if he's still there. Does Big Phil get his own staff, wouldn't he?
Oh, I think Big Phil will give him his marching orders. He'll no tolerate people undermine him. He'll no tolerate people talking over the top of him. I mean, he is definitely the boss. And what he said is going to go, and that's the end of it.
How impressed have you been, Derek, the way he's handled the press and the media? As somebody who's known for the West of Scotland.
Philippe Clement. So a big change. So when Michael Beale was doing the pressers, I found that I've said this before, I found he was gaslighting a lot of the Rangers fans, picking out positives that weren't there, focus on elements of the games that weren't important, and you get to post-match conferences, and if we win, lose or draw, it was the same mandate. It was whatever I've done was the right thing, and the players did good. And before the match, it was the same thing. You seemed more like a self-help manager, like someone that read too many self-help books and tried to apply it to a football club, and it just seemed amateur and stupid and a waste of time. With Philippe Clement, he speaks like a professional, like he turns away questions that are impotent and stupid. So like if someone asks him a redundant question, he will only entertain it. He respects his own time. If someone asks him a prudent question that's pertaining to the match ahead of him, he'll answer it. He behaves like a. This is one of the things I've been thinking recently. If he continues to get the results he's getting, and he produces this same form moving forward for the next, 12 weeks, 24 weeks, 6 months, 12 months, 24 months, he's not going to be a Rangers manager. He's going to get scoped, and he's going to be a Premier League manager. He just behaves differently. There's a gap between him and a pundit, and it's huge. And then there's a gap between a pundit and a fan, and he doesn't rely on espousal or talking nonsense. He just behaves the way he speaks. So his words correspond to his actions, and his actions are on the field. He's a professional manager he just reminds me of the teams I watched growing up. He reminds me of Watersmith, Dick Advocat, that type of thing. And I've not seen that, not even with Gerrard, not even with Beale or Gio. There's something I wouldn't be surprised if in 2 years' time, and I know this is ridiculous because it's only been 2 weeks or 3 weeks, if we are in the same position Celtic were with Ange Postecoglou and there's a Premier League team trying to nick our manager. It seems a redundant thing to say this early on because we beat Dundee and Hibs with a considerable margin. We played terrible against Sparta Prague. Lucky to beat Hearts. But there is something in him that seems familiar for when I grew up with professional managers, and his speech corresponds to the thing that actually takes place on the park and the thing that actually happens in front of you. He's not trying to gaslight you. He's not trying to blow smoke up you. He's just telling you how it is. I've got a lot of optimism for this manager, and I think he genuinely will do good.
Cheers. Yeah, football's about players. Yeah, it's not about managers, because managers don't put the ball in the back of the net, but they dictate the tactics and they dictate the attitude, the discipline. That's the leaders, the generals, if you like, all there. What have you seen that has improved in the team since he's come in? What have you seen?
Well, I've seen he's put belief into some of these players, if not all of them. He's put the actual clear message. He's put belief in, but he's put a clear message to them. What kind of game he's looking for, what he's looking for off in the park with attitude. Apply yourself. He's looking for the commitment on the park. He's looking for aggression. He's told them all this. And he's also gave them the freedom to go and express themselves. He's telling them to try the risky pass. Do it. get involved in the game. Don't be feared to take the pass, to make the risky pass. Even if it fails, don't bother about it. Don't let it get to you. You can see this. You can see the confidence growing in a lot of these players, and they're starting to, their shoulders are starting to get back. They're starting to look for the ball and want the ball and make the runs, make the passes, and that's the difference I can see so far.
Listen, Derek, it's been great hearing from you, mate. We'll hopefully some more callers coming in. I'd like to thank you for your call and your points tonight.
Yeah, no worries, man. It was nice talking to you, man. Thanks again. Thank you.
Yeah, don't be a stranger, mate. Yeah.
Okay, cheers, buddy. Thanks.
Cheers, mate. Juicy, Clement, he's handling everything.
Yes, I think he has right now, and there's bigger tests to come. Of course, we've got an away game, their place at the end of December, which is a big game, and as it always is, and another 2 Old Firm league games after that. I think with a gap of 5 points, there isn't a lot of margin for error, of course, but you just feel like we've got some momentum now, and I don't think either side of the Glasgow pair have done scintillating this season. I think, until we lost that first Old Firm game, they were under a lot of pressure as well with some of their results. So I think it's all to play for. If we can get a result there in December, that's a long way away, Ox. We've got to pick up a lot of league points before then, and who knows what's going to happen in any individual game. But we're there and we're ready and we're making progress. And a few weeks ago, everyone was saying we were doomed. So, the feel good is back, and that's because of the manager, Ox.
Bridgman.
Philippe Clement, tremendous manager, and I agree with you say 100%. That's what's happening with the fans, because it's not that long ago, but we thought we're having a disaster, and this man's come in. He's only been there a few days really, and he's started changing things around, and people are seeing. Last night was an incredible example, and I thought it was quite fitting what he said last night. Don't want any of these fires. Don't want any of these, stuff that was going on last night. Leave it at home. And I think the fans might listen to him. They may do. A lot of people have said similar things before, but they may do. It'd be good if they did, because that gives the guy a chance that there's a trust between the fans and Clement. And I seriously think Rangers, I don't want this manager to go anywhere near anyone else, but they may have someone sniffing around just to try it out, type thing, But seriously, wonderful, wonderful times ahead of us here. Providing everything goes all right, of course. But I'm very confident, very confident.
Yeah, he's given us a bit of confidence back over. It's actually surprised me how quick and how positive it's became so quickly.
It surprised me as well, mate. It surprised us all, I think, because we seen that team down and out. We've seen them chuck certain players chucking it during games again. He's eradicated that so far. It's still early. I mean, we're not trying to say we're the finished article. We're going to conquer Europe. We're not saying that at all. What we're at, but there is improvement, and nobody can deny that. There is definitely improvement, which is great to see. But he's definitely brought something into these players. I think he commands respect, mate. I think the players know that this is the real deal. We've got here. We can't get away with this anymore. Bill was talking to them like an under-18 team, know what I mean? And they're thinking, we could pull the wool out of his eyes. We can swing the lead here every now and again. Look what's happened to the treatment table, mate. And all of a sudden, all these players are running out the treatment table and onto the training pitch again. All of a sudden, we're all fit again. We're all ready to play. Look what he's done to look Roof. He's away to Belgium.
Well, been joined. He's not joined. Left the treatment table, but he's empty. I think he's still coming back for his sick bed. We'll be joined by Blue Star. Evening, Blue Star.
Evening, Oxford. Bridgeman, Juicy, and Albert. So the startling thing for me is the guys only had 3 games, and well, 4 if you think counting the European game. For me, I love the way the guy talks to the press. I've got to be truthful in the way that he's got is organised. For me, the best speaker in my time talking to the press, without any shadow of a doubt, was Stevie G, was Gerrard. I thought the way he dealt with the press was second to none. We'd never seen that before.
Did you know like the way
of course I did, and I like Walter and all, but
did you know like the way that Souness dealt with Jerry McNee?
Of course I did. And they were hardliners against us, absolutely superb. But I mean, Phil's in a totally different environment. He's in a different country. Souness and that were still at least British. What he says, I read between the lines. He says his wee bit. He lets you know so much when you read into him. But in the same breath, he cuts them dry and he says, "Well, I'm telling you his name here. That's for inside. That's for our ears. That's for the players' ears." I just think that's tremendous, and it's not just off the cuff. He seems to know. He must read the room when he's gone into them. He knows exactly 9 times out of 10 what they're going to come away with, as Gerrard did. Gerrard was a master at it. This big guy's just in and he's absolutely superb. But for me last night, Ox, the overwhelming, brilliant thing for me was one of your pet hates and mine's and all was Scott Wright. I thought the balance he brought to the team last night was incredible. He was playing with 2 wingers last night, and I will say I didn't think Seema had a great game at all. I thought that was the quietest we've seen him. But no, what I loved for our first goal, just exactly what you and Albert are talking about there. He asked players to take responsibility. He's put the onus onto them, but he's done it in the right mannerisms. You see him when they're coming off the park, he's substituting them. He's grabbed every single one that he's substituted, and he's been right in their ear, saying well done or whatever. That's tremendous to see. But see when you seen Big Balogun, the space kind of opened up in front of him, and the guy just drove forward with the ball. That's what I want to see. I want to see players doing that. And then I seen Scott Wright doing it 2 and 3 times. 2 of his passes came off and 1 didn't. But he's given them encouragement. He's given them purpose. He's given them passion. We Danilo, no, he should have had 5 goals, 1,000,000%. But the very fact that wee guy was running all over the place, you watch that Dundee defence. When you're playing with 2 wingers, as you know, Ox, you're the very first guy on this whole show. You said.
Well, hopefully, he'll be back in a minute. We'll get Blue Star back. I don't know what's happening, a wee technical there. He'll be right back with us. I'll take the 5th on the Scott Wright one, if I'm being honest.
Me too. I marked down earlier on that Jack and Wright were during the game. I'm not saying they had bad games, but they were sloppy during the games at times, really sloppy. Simple passes I'm talking about. I'm not talking the difficult passes to try to make something happen. I'm just talking the simple passes. And Blue Star's right about Big Seaman. I don't know what you thought about Big Seaman last night. He did look he looked tired. He looked really tired, the boy. Saying
good to get him off, mate. Good to get him off, I think.
It was, mate, because we're going to need that boy, and he just looked to be drawn. He said, not just last night. He looked like a player that's played 4 games in 10 days. No, I mean, he just looked really, really tired. And I'm saying, he couldn't run away from him last night.
No, I think Blue Star's back with us. Blue Star, you're back, mate.
I don't know what happened, mate. I ended up going on to the start at the beginning of the show there again. Going on to our manager, he's instilled confidence in them. And when you seen him, he grabs every single one of them when he substitutes some locks. That's him instilling confidence. He's telling them straight, look, you keep doing what you're doing and you're getting chances. You seen.
He must be having problems, Juicy. He must be having problems. He's right. He's got confidence in him. I think what he's got is And I don't want to be rude to my previous manager, but there looks as if there's more respect. Juicy.
No, you can say what you want about the previous manager. I called him a used car salesman, and amongst a couple of other things that warranted me a justified yellow card last time I was on. And that's the difference, isn't it, Ox? It's about respect. The previous caller, Derek, was talking about professionalism and referencing Walter Smith and the like. And that's that kind of manager where they might be harsh sometimes, with their players, but they also give them the best as well. And they put an arm around them. And sometimes a player might have a bad game, but it's about continuing to grow every match. And you've got to tell them that, though. And the fact that he likes that one-to-one coaching as well, they weren't getting that from the previous management. And certain players, you can't treat them all the same. You have to look at what they need and what their individual needs are. It doesn't matter whether it's football or managing a team of people in an office. It's the same kind of mantra, isn't it? You have to know the individual needs of the people you're managing. And this guy, from what we've seen so far, that's very much his philosophy. So I think we're in good hands.
Oh, yeah. He must be having issues.
Hello?
Hello, are you back? Yeah?
It was just cutting out. As I said, you seen me, Danilo, and any other night, if our striker or our main front man misses the likes of 5 and he gets 1, we'd normally 9 times out of 10 kind of struggled. See the very fact you seen other players scoring their goals. The confidence was surging through that side. That was absolutely amazing for me to watch. As I say, the very fact that it was all different goal scorers, you seen them all running, interchanging their passes. They were all moving off the ball. They were moving into the right areas. Ox, we've not had that for the last number of seasons. You maybe had 2 and 3 guys playing a good game, but last night from midfield to attack, these guys were all interchanging. It was flipping amazing to watch. That's down to our manager, no doubt about it. That's organisation and telling them where to play runs. And let's not forget the limited time scale that he's had with these players. What's it going to be like when they've had a 2 or a 3 week period during the international break when he's had proper time to work with them? The guy's been phenomenal so far. No 2 ways about it. Wonderful to watch.
Oh, yeah.
I agree with that, mate. Totally agree with it. Whether he's going to get anywhere out of them with a 2 week break, I'm not quite sure, but he's got a few things to tidy up with him. That's a cert. I think we might have to bring a bit more quality into the team if we wanted to take it on to the next level. But he's definitely got them going. You might call it the new manager bouncing or that. I don't think he'll allow their standards to drop now, mate. And if he sees any of them being a bad influence within the team and letting the standards drop, he'll whip them out. They'll not be there long. They'll not be there, and they know it. I think they all know it. Don't mess this guy about. He'll not tolerate you. You need to give him everything, or you're away. You're gone.
There's players there playing for the future with us or without elsewhere. It's going to be real interesting, Bluestar, when he recruit players. What standard they are?
Massive, absolutely massive. I mean, for starters, any time he's been, I think he's only been asked a couple of times when they ask about players that he's bringing in. Excuse me. He doesn't give them any hint. He just says, well, I know there's players there. He says, but I'm working with these players at the moment. And even when the way he cuts his jib on that, Ox, I think he's brilliant to listen to. Honestly, I do. And he says it with authority. And whoever it is that's asking the questions, they know they're wasting their time if they're trying to push him because they can't. But as I say, what you're watching on the park, game by game by game, we're steadily but surely getting better. And as I say, last night for me, it was the interchanging, it was a movement. It wasn't 1 or 2 up front. And Albert's right, there was still stray passes going astray. Of course there was. But the movement up front for me was absolutely massive. It made all the difference. Because as I say, it wasn't 1 or 2. You were getting the midfield pushing. Lundstrom, I thought, played tremendous. we scored right. To be fair to the guy, he cut inside. He took them on the wing. Or the other side, you Danilo, and as I say, lo and behold, even Dessers, all where was right at the beginning. When have we seen him running with a ball at his feet? And I know he'd a big area in front of me to run into, but the very fact he done it. Oh no, I thought the movement. There was a movement for me, Ox. I thought the movement was amazing to watch. I really did.
That's man.
Yeah, I'm not dead sure all the different players and how well they played, but yeah, it was really good to see. Confidence in the team is high. They should be very high now. Any team that scores 5 goals in Dundee in that weather has done very well, may I say. And none of the responses excellent. I think Scott Wright, I thought, did quite well. I thought he did quite well myself. I know we don't know that keen on him in reality, but he did quite well, and he's doing a task, doing what the manager's asked him to do, go on the park and play a part and take part in the game, and he's doing it. Whether he'll still be doing that next season or even next year, I don't know. But every single player out there played their part last night in that 5-0 victory. The manager showed that as they were, some of them coming off the park. Substitutes coming up, people getting substituted. Every single one, the manager shaking their hands and talking to them and speaking, saying the nice things. And I think the manager is showing lots and lots of class. And I just hope the players continue with their confidence and show themselves that they've got lots and lots of class.
Yeah, and arguably, Juicy, we've done that with our best football player on the park last night, God Cantwell.
Yeah, and I think I wouldn't be the only one to say that when we saw that lineup for the match and seeing Cantwell on the bench, some of us, myself included, were probably thinking, no, why is he not playing? But you have to look at bigger picture. I know we talk about one game at a time, but he's also got to look at the fact that a lot of these players, like Danilo as well, are just coming back from injuries, different types of injuries, and they need some level of protection. And that is where it's about that bigger picture. And you've got to give them the appropriate amount of minutes. We've seen with Alfredo in previous seasons where he was running to the ground, and you then end up losing a player for ages and ages. I know it seems like some of these guys are gone for a long time anyway, so they have to be managed. And Cantwell was being managed back, and we know how important he is, Ox. And he's shown bits and pieces and moments of magic already this season. Still not convinced he's always utilised in the right position. So let's see what happens from here on. But same with Danilo. People were calling for him to start in the last couple of weeks, but the manager knows when he's ready. And if that facial injury was such that he didn't want to risk starting him against the hammer throws we go up against, then so be it.
Okay, we're just going to have a quick poll. It's player of the month, and the Fox's selection is Sima, Lundstrom, Butland, and of course the winner of the James Tavernier. So let's hear player of the month for October. I know who I would go for, Albert. I think I would plump for Sima.
Butland for me, mate.
That would be 2-1 to you, because I know Linda would go for Butland. Yes,
next
poll
Tuesday.
started, so it'll be interesting to see. But last bit of the show, let's hear from these.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Oh, Star, can I ask you, what did you think when you seen the team last night?
Kind of baffled. As I say, my best players, without a shadow of a doubt, is Cantwell, and I'm saying, well, all right, we know he's trying to man management insofar as the minutes he's counting. I thought he would have started with him and then took him off as we normally do. But it just shows you he didn't, and he got out the players that he put on, he got out what he was looking for. On the Butland one, Ox, when you watch that back again, that double save, he's a big, tall guy. He actually had to bring his body right down to intercept the first shot, but he was going the wrong way. It was Gorham-esque. He actually darted like a dolphin in mid-air, although he was down low, to palm away the second one. That was flipping phenomenal for a big, tall guy. So it shows you he's got mega quick reflexes too. And I love the way that he can do like McGregor couldn't do. He can come out when there is danger in front of him, and he can pluck that ball out there. That's a tremendous thing to have. If you're a defender, Bridge will verify that. If you've got a keeper behind you and you know that guy's capable of coming out and pulling that ball out the air, very few goalkeepers are good at that. This big guy's got it all. No two ways about it. But when I seen the team, Ox, I was scratching my head. But fair play to the guy, fair play to our manager. Big Phil got it right. Undoubtedly.
Spot on.
Yes.
He got it right, mate. Of course he got it right. He always gets it right. He's paid to get it right, I suppose, isn't he? But as it was, I didn't expect that team. I don't think anybody expect that team. We didn't expect the bench either, to be honest with you.
No.
The other player, I meant to say, you forgot all about him because he came on and we forgot all about to mention him, Fuentes. He needs to get something out of that boy. Desperately need to get something out of that boy. Because for all accounts, we were all expecting him to be one of the best signings of the summer. It's not working out that way so far.
No, but it was good to see him getting minutes back on the pitch, you know.
Oh, aye, definitely, mate, definitely. I think the boy's got something. I mean, I'm not writing that boy off. I think he has got something. And if he has got it, Big Phil's the man to bring it out. He'll definitely bring it out. But it was good to see them on the bench and they all getting minutes and strong bench. Weird team, but strong bench. But it worked out, mate. And that's all that matters to me. I don't care who he picks, to be honest with you. As long as we get the results, it makes no difference.
Oh, there was a massive difference. You seen the team on Sunday, and you said it yourself. We all said it. You looked at the team, and then you looked at the bench, and you're going, "Good grief, who can you bring on here if we need somebody else?" And yet you look at last night's bench, and flipping heck, it was night and day. You had decent players there to bring on, you know. So it shows you whatever his management team's doing in the background too. He's getting a grip of the injury situation, and they're managing it right. As I say, you mentioned it, Cantwell no starting. The guy got it spot on. So, again, he's a proper manager, Ox. That's the difference here. This guy's been over the course. He knows what it is to manage players. And he's come into a different country. And goodness me, over the course of 3 and 4 games out a month, the guy's working wonders. Let's not kid ourselves on here. He's been a breath of fresh air on every department. He really has. I'm excited by the guy. I really am.
Aye, I don't think you're alone. What did you make, just before I take that round the panel, what did you make, well, I remember, what did you make of the Lammers goal poster?
Oh, he'd already hit one just before that, hadn't he? And it went right into the stone, and he'd done it in a few games. But the way that he turned very, very quick for his right foot on his left, and he was actually, he was kind of side on when he scalped the ball. But my oh my, the goalkeeper serving that right into the corner of the stanchion. An absolute stormer. A beautiful goal. Absolute breathtaking. If he's got that in his capability in his locker, Ox, this guy's the guy to bring it out of him. And if you've got players that can produce shots like that, we've not seen that in a long, long, long time.
No, edge of the box like that. No, it was the way it went in. It was some finish, Bridge, let's be honest. You know, we've criticised and we've slagged and we've torn him to bits, you know, even at the weekend. But what a goal.
Yeah, I think it's, in all probability, it's the first major opportunity he's had on his left foot, and he's feeling a lot better about it. And he had a cracking shot, absolutely fantastic shot, and into the net. And the number of times he's tried shots, he's either been right at centre forward position or indeed out in the right, maybe inside right, and maybe trying to go onto his left or from left to right. and he's a weaker side. You know what? We can see what's the stronger side of him for shooting. So the manager should be thinking what are they going to do with that guy, and put him in a position where he likes to get a shot at goal with his favourite side, and that you might see a different person. I don't know whether the manager is going to do that, but that's probably the only way, because that's a fabulous goal. If he could score one or two of them every other week, just imagine what it's going to be like. Just great. Just all his confidence, all the things I was talking about. You know, he'll be able to control the ball, everything's there. Just give me the ball and we'll try it, you know. I thought it was great.
Jesse?
Yeah, absolutely. It's confidence, and winning breeds confidence, Ox. And we haven't been this positive for a while, but you can't blame us. We had to live through a guy that was pretending to be a manager. It's like he'd won a competition, Ox, to manage Rangers. And goodness only knows that appointment. And I know we were excited at the time when he came in, because we always want any Rangers manager to do the best. But we knew with him, and also with Stevie as well, that they were rookie managers, and there's a lot of risks with that. And we said the next manager has to be someone who's got experience. And this guy's won championships in Europe, and we know that he knows how to win. And that's what I'm excited about, Ox. It's a proven track record, and that's what we needed. And we still know it's going to be difficult, but at least we've given ourselves a chance, Ox.
Yeah. There's shoots to recovery in Blue Star, and also, you know, we're scoring goals, which makes it more entertaining to watch.
100%. And he's not getting it out of just maybe 2 or 3 players a game. It's gradually getting better and better. And he's getting contributions for the mass majority of his team. The difference that makes to a whole team, because we've all played in teams. You can have 2 superstars and you can have a steady ship in the rest of the team, but you've got to have contributions for everybody. Last night, for me, I think every player was easily a 6, a 7, somewhere an 8. He was getting contributory for everybody. That was brilliant, and I get the fact you've got to take into the calibre of opposition. Of course you have, and to be fair to Docherty, his team still had a go at us. And I know a lot of teams don't do that, but they did still have a go at us. It's not as if they didn't. Okay, that might have made it that wee bit easier for us because there was a bit of space, but you've still got to produce. And he got that for his players. You could see the players were trying. They were out there, they were fighting, they were showing a bit of passion, and they were contributing. As I say, some of the interchange play for me, it was a movement for me, Ox. The movement, we've not seen that for a long, long time. It was for a lot of players. It wasn't just 1 or 2.
Aye, the focal point for the forward play for me last night was Danilo. Even though he should have passed him in the goal, and even if he gets 50%, it means he gets a hat-trick goal. But his movement and the pace that he's got helps cause trouble to defences as well.
Definitely.
Yeah, he was superb, mate. He was like Roof when Roof was playing well and in the team. Movement's superb, absolutely. Roof's a better finisher, but I don't think the wee man's will be that far behind him at the end of the season. But aye, superb, mate. Superb movement. He really is a clever wee player. He knows what he's doing. He knows his job. And we've not seen it for a while. We've not even Alfie moved like that. The only one I could compare him with is Roof and Defoe. They moved like that. But if he shooting boots on last night, he'd have got 5, no bother. Absolutely no bother whatsoever. And he probably took the hardest one out the all the chances he had. And he puts it away in the corner. If he'd done that, the rest of them just slipped the ball. Easy, just slipped it low. He'd have scored 5, no bother. And that'd have been some contribution, wouldn't it? 5 goals in a game. You don't see that often.
No, you don't, mate. It's funny, yeah.
Oh, see on Danilo. I think we'd need to take into consideration too, that can't be easy playing with that ruddy mask on his face. Because you think about it, he's only got, I know he's got his 2 eyes, right? but the least wee bit of movement, even if he's running, that mask distorts his eyesight. It distorts his vision. So I think you need to take that into a wee bit of account. But his movement was first class, absolutely brilliant. He's got a wee burst of space, but he was also swinging left. He was swinging right. He's playing through the middle. His movement was amazing. And if you think of the least amount of games that he's had, Ox, see for his stamina in that, he was still running as hard when Big Phil took him off. It's not as if he was tiring. You could see that he was still bursting with energy. So that for me was that the bonus that we got out of him. That was just brilliant. We've not had a proper front man there that was doing the amount of movement. His running was second to none. It was brilliant. The guy's only going to get better, and that's brilliant for us.
I agree. He will get better for us. And he'll be judging the number of goals he scores, knowing his performances, if we're honest. Juicy.
As we were saying in the first hour about him, Ox, I said then that he needs that game time. He needs the regular game time. He's only just come back. This was his first start in a while. And, this guy, as Blue Star just said, he's the masked man at the moment. But it's not the most ideal piece of apparatus, is it, for a striker to wear? I think he is only just going to get better and better if we can keep the guy fit. And there's no reason why we can't. It was an unfortunate injury, but even when he got that injury, it showed the belief that he's got in himself to win a header like that, to score that goal, even though he got injured in the process. The guy's got some gut. A lot of players we've seen, we criticise them for stepping out of it when balls coming in and that, and he went for it, and he scored a couple with his head now, even with the mask on, and that's what I'm pleased about, because he's got that determination. And okay, he missed a few the other night, but he's getting in the right positions, and those goals will come, because I feel like we're starting to provide a lot more by the way we're playing it forward. He's going to get involved, Ox, and we can all be very excited about that, because I certainly am. Come on.
Yeah. Listen, the way his movement is, Blue Star pointed out, Bridgeman, if you've got somebody that's always moving as a centre half, they're on the move, they're pulling you 10 yards and they're pulling across, it makes your job harder rather than the statics centre forward.
Most assuredly, aye. You don't like people moving away from you. You're supposed to be there and doing that's your line. If somebody nips away from you, you can't. Where are they? Because you're not seeing what's happening. Very important that centre halves see who's there and what they're going to do and be aware of it. And obviously, adjust themselves to that, And it's really difficult. So smaller players are more mobile players. Jermaine Defoe was a master at it, an absolute master. And you see how he can move away from players at will. Absolutely brilliant, superb. I think Danilo is going to be like that as well. So got to help the poor centre halves when he gets back to fitness.
It's going to be interesting. Just to give you an update on the poll, Fox hasn't voted yet because James Tavernier's got no points. Jack Butland's got 53%. Lundstrom's got no points, and Seaman's got 47%. All better.
I think it's a bit of dodgy dealing going on here somewhere, mate. Honestly, this is like a Russian vote, isn't it? Well, my player won and I'm happy.
Yeah, you're one. I'm going for Seema. I went for Seema. The goals he scored, the different type of goals he scored, I think he's been excellent.
I don't think you get a fag fight was between the two, I'll be honest with you, mate.
Aye, that's what it's saying. Even Vox must have voted for somebody else. Yeah, he always votes for Tav. He voted for Tav for Miss World, didn't
he? He votes for Tav no matter what, mate. He wants Tav in 10 Downing Street. I'm still waiting for the vote for Dundee, that's right.
You ought to see Fox's WhatsApp messages and the messages come out for there just now.
That's where that pyrotech was last night. We got a smoke screen up trying to find that missing email.
I forgot about that. I read about that the day. Those you forget about, innit?
Aye. I don't forget about that, man. That was one of the dodgy ones.
Really?
That's going to get infamous in Scottish history, that one, the Scottish football history, that one.
Just to let you know, it's flipped. There's been a vote. Trav's got 2%. Trav's got 2%. Butland's doing it 48%, and Seaman's winning with 50%. What's a tight race, Albert?
Oh, I told
Fox, the 2% will be Fox and wee Robert.
Dodgy dealing, mate. Dodgy dealings.
If he doesn't win it, if Tav doesn't win it, Robert will be distraught, Blue Star. Oh, big time. Big time. Well, we'll all get our favourites. At least he sticks up for them, and that's the name of the game. We all like our favourites. I say, for me, it's just the excitement. You go to the Hibs game, and then it fell flatter a wee bit with the Hearts game, and then they came out last night. The situation wasn't ideal. They were late in getting up, a big late kick-off, then the Pyra carry on, back onto the park. But they stuck to their job. And as I say, the most important thing for me was the movement and the interchanging, which makes it even easier for your midfielders, Ox, even your defenders. Because you've seen Cantwell back in the Hearts game and that. You can see him. He's as frustrated as hang because he never had the movement up front. You've seen the difference last night. You'd wee right buzzing about. You had Danilo. You've got 2 and 3 players moving about, interchanging all the time. The difference that makes to your team, even to create chances, because you're pulling defenders all over the place. They don't know who to watch. That was the most important thing for me, the movement. The movement was great last night. If he's instilling that into our players, good on him. Good flipping on him. Because the difference that makes is incredible.
It's swapped. It's 50% Butland, 47% Seaman.
I tell you, what's happening here? Is Putin got something to do with us? What's happening here? But anyway, the wee man's movement. See the one he did on himself in the first half and right through. Even his pace, but they two couldn't catch him. I mean, that was a joy to watch as well. A Rangers player actually running away from people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of the support. Just going back to the support. Magnificent up there in the conditions last night, you know. And, well, the young boys it's a different generational thing, and they want to enjoy themselves. We'd be delighted if one of the Union Bears would want to come on and speak to us. And they don't need to speak to some of the older guys. They speak to some of the young guys like myself or GB or that. Albert, you know?
You try to say the Union Bears don't like us Oldians? I don't believe that.
It's a generational thing, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Oh, I can't get into the gear. You don't get it at my size. That black kit.
We're only jealous. We were only young enough to be doing it at Clydeside when they done that one down there, aren't we?
Get out of the bridge, yeah.
Oh, that's a touch of genius, that one. That was a touch of genius, mate. That was brilliant. That's the best I've ever seen.
Aye. God, did we laugh. Right, Blue Star, last word for your good self. Good to hear from you, mate. Glad to hear you're feeling a bit better.
A wee bit oxide. It's still there, you know, but I think it's just going to take time, hopefully. Great performance last night. Great to see all the movement and roll on Big Phil. We're all excited and just let's keep it going. Onwards and upwards, as I always say. Thanks for taking my call, Ox, and great show as always.
Cheers, mate. Just you better.
Been a tremendously good start. Really, really positive show tonight, guys, and makes me feel good. And we've got big games coming up. Big League Cup game at the weekend. Get to that final. Beautiful, happy days, and then a massive European fixture. These are the fixtures we want, guys, and we've got a real chance to do well on both. Come on, the Jazz.
Albert.
Aye, it was a good game last night. Enjoyed it. 5 goals. A wee treat for us all. That was lovely. 5 different scorers. Really, honestly, really enjoyed it. I did. Enjoy the show with the Union Bears as well. Great to be on with you, Bridge, and yourself, mate. And as we go on to Sunday now, let's get the job done.
I don't know what's happened with the poll, but Tab come in and swiped it at the end with 51%. I think Fox.
Who's running the poll, Fox?
Bridgeman.
What can I say? A marvellous night, Oxford, fantastic night. And a huge big thanks to yourself and your technical team in the background. And to Fox there, the only one that's put more votes in there than anybody else. And that's for sure. That's why I'm only joking. I thank my 2 cohorts, Albert and Juicy, for carrying me through it. And just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, every single one is, next game's the biggest game of the season. Next game. We've got to win it. Out and do it, boys. Everybody keep it going for the Rangers. And don't forget Mr. Clement. Everybody, keep it going.
Can I just say thanks to everybody that come on and joined us tonight, Derek and Blue Star. Thanks to you for Juicy, Albert and Bridgeman. But I will give you the final scores on the polls. I was joking at Tab one. It was a joke. You're allowed to still joke, you know. Tav got 4%. He was in third place. John Lundstrom got 0%. In second place was Big Seamer with 44%. And the winner is Linda's individual favourite, Jack on with 52% of it.
Aye, that's right, mate. That's about fair enough. Fair enough. He saved us in some amount of game. So much for thank you.
He's really consistent. I get that. Yeah, no grapes for you. No grapes. Fox might not be happy, but no grapes for me, mate. Listen, thanks to the 3 years again, a couple of callers, and thanks to Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. Everybody for listening. Please remember it's a phone-in show. We need you to make the show work. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10. Talking about all things Rangers. Take it away. Old School Blue.